I'm gonna show you a spectacular burrito, and I'm gonna show you why it works. Here's the whole flavor science game. You're just checking boxes. 3 texture boxes, chewy, crunchy, creamy, and 3 flavor boxes, salt, fat, and acid. Check them at least once, and it's very hard to miss. And I'm gonna prove it with this burrito. It's built around what has quickly become one of my favorite beef preparations, a simple salsa verde, crunchy iceberg lettuce, refried beans, and Asadero cheese. And not only is it delicious, this is a framework you can use to build your own burritos on purpose. So let's dive right into it. Let's start with chewy, and this chew, my friends, will not disappoint. I know there's a lot to say as a professional chef, but this might actually be my favorite beef preparation I've ever made. I grabbed a chuck roast with all of this beautiful fat that's gonna render out really well. I cut it into steak-sized chunks and seasoned them all over with lots of kosher salt and chipotle chili powder. Let that dry brine while you get your heat going. I'm using my little Conroe grill. I love this thing, it's awesome. Once those charcoals are screaming hot, grill the beef hard. I had to play Tetris to fit all the pieces on a little surface. Usually, honestly, I hate crowding, but in this case it actually helped. Everything kind of bathed in its own smoke. Either way, roll the pieces around until they're charred all over with a nice deep color. No grill, my favorite replacement is the broiler, but it's the same goal, really dark color. Now we get into the slow simmer. This is kind of my take on suadero, a cut of beef that's cooked in its own fat. So I grabbed some rendered beef tallow that's been sitting in my freezer and melted it in a deep pot. Nestle the beef into the melted fat, then load it up with seeded Guajillo chilies, a split head of garlic, and a bundle of fresh oregano. Bring it up to a gentle simmer, cover it, I'm using a paper lid, and let it go for 4 hours until the beef is fork tender. As that cooks, the tough collagen melts into gelatin and everything relaxes into the fat, and it turns into this wildly delicious pullable beef. And don't throw out that cooking fat. I strained it, decanted it, and saved it for cooking this again at some point. And a pro tip, if you got a vacuum sealer, pour the fat into a vacuum bag, then fridge it until it's solid, seal the bag, and freeze it. Super clean, probably will last for a couple years, and it stores flat. This beef checks boxes. It is the chew component. And it also brings salt and fat. Once chewy is handled like this, you don't need to keep adding more of it. Personally, to me, some of the best cooking is done by subtracting things you don't need so that great flavors can really stand out. You want to taste this beef. So chewy, salt, fat, done. What we need now is creamy, crunchy, and acid. Acid is what makes the whole thing feel alive. And the nice thing is, this is a pretty low lift, but delicious way to get there. While that grill is still hot, toss on 15 tomatillos, plus a shallot peeled and quartered, and all lightly coated in oil and salt. You could do garlic or onion, but I like shallot here. It's a nice blend of both. Give them a good char. Feel free to use your broiler here. Let them cool, then into the food processor, salt to taste, half of a juicy lime, and then pulse in half a bunch of cilantro. And that's it. Bright, super bright salsa verde, super delicious. You can buy it pre-made, but as you can see, it's pretty easy to throw together and it's well worth it. And also, acid box checked. Now let's talk crunch. There are a lot of exciting, crispy and crunchy things you can put onto a burrito, but sometimes simple and fresh is all you need. So I grabbed a head of iceberg lettuce and chopped it into strips. And I'm not gonna lie, I was really tempted to toast the cheese into frico and put that in there instead, but iceberg does the job. Crunch box, checked. And the last texture is creamy, and we're gonna build it right into the burrito. Grab a large tortilla, and I like a parchment and foil wrap, which I build right on top of. Start with warm, refried pinto beans, then grated Asadero, a simple Mexican melting cheese. That's your creamy base and another checked box. On top of that goes the warm pulled beef, then a big spoonful of salsa verde, then your iceberg, some fresh cilantro, and then pickled chilies. I've got these lacto-pickled red jalapeños, but honestly, pour some vinegar over sliced chilies and you're good to go. I deliberately left heat out of the framework because it is optional and not everybody likes it, but to me, it matters. And the pickled heat is doing double duty because it keeps stacking acid against that fatty beef. Fold that first flap over, pull it down to get it tight, and then fold in the sides, roll it into a tight wrap, roll it up in the parchment, and finish it with a foil. There are some things on there that you're probably used to seeing in burritos that I've left out, like rice, which I will admit does help in soaking up some of that extra juice, but texture-wise and flavor-wise, it honestly brings very little to the table. So to me, it's not necessary, but obviously throw rice on top of this one and you'll not be upset. This burrito was one of the best I've had in a while, and you should absolutely try it. But also remember that framework. Check the boxes, chewy, crunchy, creamy, salt, fat, acid, and throw in some heat. And I can promise you, it's going to be very hard to make something that isn't delicious. Give it a shot. Let me know what you think, and I will see you soon.